Hey gang, today I'm going to show you how to make effective business videos for whatever business you're in. And I'm going to give you my top 4 tips for making video content that wins both hearts and customers. Look, I can almost hear you say, Paul, I don't have time to be making videos. I have a business to run, which is a fair point. But as you probably know, no business can afford not to use video these days. Because here's the thing, the human brain is really good at processing video. In fact, it's 60,000 times faster at processing video than plain text, which is wild. This is why video is currently the best medium for engaging and finding customers, answering commonly asked questions, and showing your products in action. Now, thankfully, videos are much easier to make than they used to be. Let's make a video together now so you can see how much time is involved and how easy it has become. We'll get started by going to Biteable.com, and then at the top we'll see a link here to see all the templates of Biteable.com, and we'll scroll down to the explainers. So, a business video could really be anything, from an explainer through to an ad. Every business needs an explainer, so I'm going to just show you how to make one of those today as an example of how to make a video for your business. Now, you'll see in the explainer video section there are a lot to choose from. I'm going to go with this one called How We Work. I'll give you a quick preview of that so you can see what the base video looks like that we're working with, and then we're going to completely change it for a different company. So this one, I can turn the audio on for you too. So this is obviously a marketing agency. It's a very design-focused template. It explains how they differentiate themselves from their competitors and why it is that you'd want to use them. I think we've seen enough to understand what the template's about. We'll hit Edit Video now, so we can open that in the Biteable editor. You'll see once that loads, in the middle of the screen here is the canvas, and the canvas is where you can see the video that you're working on and get a preview and where you can make changes. And then down the bottom here is the timeline, and you can see there's a variety of scenes that together make up the video. Now we can choose to keep the scenes that are there, or we can add new ones, and we can also edit the scenes. This first scene, let's say we don't need that one, so we'll just hit delete, and then we've got rid of that scene. This next scene, so let's say it's right now for a brand strategy agency. We're going to convert this video to be for, let's say, an ice cream company. So we'll open our video by explaining who it is that we are. So we'll say, welcome to Paulie's Ice Creamery. And then obviously this image does not work, or this footage. So what we'll do is we'll hit replace background, and then there's about 800,000, there's about 1 million images to choose from, or about 800,000 videos. There's also animations created by the Biteable Studio. For this video, we'll go with footage because it's very easy to relate to. We'll search for ice cream in the video section and see what we come up with. Okay, let's go with this one over here. It's like a nice, colorful, emotive shot of ice cream. Now you can see my text, it doesn't look so clear on this background. So what I can also do is I can change the size of my text if I want to. I can change the font. I'm just going to add a ribbon behind my text so that really stands out, and then that gives it a bit more contrast, and I'll just move it up so it's positioned in the center there. So now they know where they are. On this next scene, let's explain a little bit of what it is about us that makes us different as an ice cream company. So you always want to differentiate yourself or your product. So we'll say, quite simply, we make the best ice cream in town. Now I can move that text around on the canvas by dragging it, or I can make my text bigger or smaller as I please, also by dragging. We'll just stick with what we had to start with because it works quite nicely. Like our first scene, we'll put a ribbon on that as well, just to make our text stand out. And the background of the forest, not really suitable for an ice cream company, so we'll grab another shot of some ice cream. Let's see what we can find this time. We'll go with this one on the same background, so we've got a bit of consistency. In the video library, you'll find clips for whatever it is that you do, so there's plenty of stock to work with if you don't have your own footage or images. Let's move on to the next scene. So what sets us apart is our deep research process. I quite like that line, even for an ice cream company, so let's keep that. And then we'll just put a little ribbon on that, but like we have for everything else. And then maybe we'll slide that one down to the bottom of the scene, down here out of the way. Now, if you're making a video for social media, you probably want to add a watermark so that your customers will know who you are from the first second they start watching. I don't have a logo or a watermark I want to use, so I can just simply delete that. Now, again, this background, not suitable for an ice cream company. So then Let's have another look and see what kind of ice cream footage we can find. This one looks great here. Let's see what this footage actually is of. I think it's someone sprinkling something on some ice cream. So what you can also do with your background assets is you can make them bigger or smaller, and you can also change the way that they move if they're an image. And for footage, you can just make it bigger or smaller and position it where you like it. So I'm going to pop those there so they really dominate the screen. And then if I want to see, hey, what happens in that footage? I could have watched the preview before, but I can also hit this small play current scene button on the right hand side, and then that'll preview my scene for me. So you can see someone's putting some chocolate paste and some sprinkles. Works perfectly with our deep research process. Now the next scene, let's say we want to keep this one a little bit shorter than the template we're working with, which was almost a minute. So we can just delete that scene. And then our next scene, let's see. So we've explained what Paul's Ice Creamery is. We said we make the best ice cream in town. We have a deep research process. What else can we tell them about our business? So it's important to really explain who we are and why they would want to shop with us. We'll say it's our fresh ingredients that set us apart. And now you'll notice this one has the same footage, but we can separate our text over the footage so that it appears as two separate captions. And that's a nice way to deliver your information. Now the background, again, we're gonna have to replace that. It's not suitable. So let's have a look for something different this time. Let's go for maybe an ice cream at the beach to add a bit of an aspirational feel to our video. This guy looks great over here eating his ice cream on the beach. We'll add him in. Drop a little ribbon on there like we have with all the other scenes, just for visual consistency. And you can choose whatever colors suit your brand. There's also a colored filter on these scenes at the moment. You'll see here color filter, and that gives the video a sort of a consistent mood, but you can of course take that off or set that to a color that matches your brand. And then I think maybe it's time to finish our video now. So then we're going to add a call to action. So then generally you want people to either look at your online portfolio, or to shop with you, or to contact you for a quote. We'll go with try your first scoop today. And then let's say this ice cream shop has just opened a new location. So we could say try your first scoop today at our new store. And then we'll need some suitable footage, obviously. Let's go back to our video library again. As you can see, there's quite a bit of stuff to choose from. I've typed in video, but what I really want is ice cream, something cinematic. So we'll say ice cream eat, maybe someone eating an ice cream. And this piece here feels like a nice bit of footage. I like the sunglasses. So we'll add her in. And then our video is pretty much ready to go. So what we want to do, last step, I guess, is to get rid of the excess footage that was in this template. And then we're ready to go. We can preview our entire video now. People know where they are. They're at Paulie's Ice Creamery. This one tells them exactly what we do, which is make the best ice cream in town. Whatever your business does, I'm sure it's the best in town. Tell them a little bit about our research process, or why it is that we're good. And then our second selling point, obviously, is our fresh ingredients. And then we finish by capitalizing on their engagement and telling them what to do next. Oh, I forgot to put a ribbon on the last scene. And that's pretty much it. You can hit download to get your video. And if you want to change the size of your video for social media, that's easily, you can choose a wide, obviously, for YouTube or for your website. A vertical format for stories, square for in the news feed, and 4x5 if you are making videos for mobile placement on the news feed. And that's pretty much it. Now you know how to make a business video, let's get into the essentials for getting your video content right. My first pointer when making a business video is know your audience. Figure out exactly who you're talking to and how to reach them. Figure out who they are and you'll be better able to know how to help them. Now on that topic, my second tip is to solve their problem. Your video should help people, whether it's a how-to, introducing them to new products, or educating them. Ask yourself how you can serve your audience better. My third tip relates to tone of voice. Be sure to sound authentic and open. Whether you're using your video for social media or internal comms, it's important that you talk to your audience and not at them. Use language your audience can relate to and don't get too preachy. My fourth and final tip is test, pivot, test, pivot. No one gets it right the first time. Your audience and their problems are unique and you have to always be refining your content. If you have one video that went down like a lead balloon, then one that amassed 20,000 views overnight, figure out exactly why and try to replicate it. Everyone has little wins and losses along the way, which is normal, but what's extraordinary is learning from both. Now, you're ready to get started with everything you need to make a business video. Head over to Biteable.com and pick a business video template at Biteable.com/templates. Lastly, if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Till next time.